some of the last remaining juggernauts in ESEA Advanced here. Buffdaddy's PayPal team, I mean, they definitely win the award for Best Advanced Team Name, but they're going up against Rise Esports Club, who is no slouch, at least when it comes to in the server. And, I mean, both of these teams are currently 5-0 in ESEA Advanced at the moment here, so a lot of really important storylines heading into this one here, because it's been some close matches for both of these teams here. Most notably, Buffdaddy's PayPal team, I believe, won in overtime versus, I want to say it was Griffin's Minecraft gang, which another really great ESEA Advanced name, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, that's a team that hasn't exactly been the big team beater out there. So the fact that they struggled maybe gives Rise Esports Club a little bit of hope. Anyway, Nubid, thank you so much, by the way. I'll definitely keep in touch with you. Let's go ahead and get straight into the action, though. Buffdaddy's PayPal team, what special plans do they have waiting for us this time here? It looks like right off the bat we'll be seeing a boost come in from Rise. But no water control has been taken just yet from Buffdaddy's. Instead, they're going to be going over towards Monster instead. 4 players are dedicated from Rise, but they're in passive positions. Daquan is going to be able to find first blood in for the T side this time around here. But Crotomo, nice response onto Project A. 4-on-4 evened up here. A little bit of utility will go down and actually does a decent amount onto You're Good. That's a good amount of damage, I suppose you could say. Duck also chimes in with a kill of his own and actually make it a double. He searches for 3 here and gets it with a wall bang. Duck is massive in the first round here as he dances around the pillar, but it's the same story for You're Good as well. Doesn't get the second kill, unfortunately, so it will be defused going the way of CTs, and Rise Esports Club will eventually outlast the T's. But Buffdaddy's PayPal team, they did make that close for the pistol round here. Did take down 3 members, and it could have been a little bit more if, unfortunately, what am I trying to say here? You're Good was able to get those kills around the pillar. Unfortunately, just wasn't meant to be. But Buffdaddy's PayPal team will still be able to buy up into this one here. Again, both of these teams are not slashes whatsoever here. They're both undefeated. Two of the 5 teams are in this game at the moment here. Not many other teams in Advance hold this title, and Third Impact is one of them, and we've seen plenty of them. And that will be Rise Esports' next challenge, I believe, as well. Bit of early spam damage coming out onto Duck. Morin trying to spot someone over towards Long, meanwhile. He has a scout in his hand. Duck will just try to close the distance. And so Buffdaddy's PayPal team, what are they trying to do right now? It looks like they're trying to play with their fluid over towards Long at the moment. Try to find a pick that would try to favor them somehow, some way. But Buffdaddy might just unfortunately walk into a gauntlet in the form of Duck. He's trying to bait out Domorin, and Duck is able to completely snuff it out. So his flank doesn't exactly work, but Buffdaddy's PayPal team will still enter into the A bomb slate. Slowly but surely, they're making their way up. They have a player over towards Truck, though, who's holding down the site very, very well. It's Halo who's able to find the first. Unfortunately, not the second. Daquan is able to respond with a kill of his own. Crotomo coming in from the flank, and it's just a flurry of kills going left, right, and center here. But it seems to be favoring Rise Esports Club, or at least it did, but the deagle shots actually come through. As the smoke dissipates, so do the chances of Buffdaddy's PayPal team of making this eco round work. It's very close until a bitter end, but Duck and Demorin, the 2 man with D's, apparently the big D's show up massively for Rise Esports. Nubage, yes, I am a man of my word. I am a man of my word. You can clip this moment and show me. I promise I will do it. For 50 Canadian, that's absurd. I love that. Early Molotov out over towards mid, by the way. Buffdaddy's PayPal team have much less toys, or much fewer toys to play with than they did on that second round, and unfortunately they weren't able to get the bomb down either. They were very close to it, and they did a decent amount of damage onto Rise Esports. It was a 2v5, or excuse me, only 2 players left alive on Rise, I should say. But it's not quite enough for Buffdaddy to really open up the PayPal account and put together a buy. Dragoon might be watching for the boost up top, but that would be huge. All perfect timing, too. He looks away at almost the wrong moment, but You're Good is unable to get the good frag onto Dragoon. So they trade a little bit of damage. No frags going either way at the moment, though. Crotomo sets down a nice little welcome mat as the CT start pouring on through, though. There will be 1 kill going their way and actually make it 2, even 3. Somehow, Project A managed to steal away a kill when I wasn't looking, but it's Buffdaddy who really shows up at the kill feed with 2. Retake begins, and it's a 4 versus 2. Not exactly the most likely, but it is possible since they are going up against pistols. It's a lot more likely than it might be otherwise. If it was rifles, completely different situation. They're both sticking as a unit, the CTs here, but Buffdaddy and Co are able to deal with it just fine here. Now Duck is going to be stuck to his own devices in a 3-on-1. He'll do a little bit of damage, but again, it's another close round. This time it swings in favor of the terrorist side. Yo, Noobage, I definitely will. Give me 1 second. Another buy on through. I want to first cast this round before I go ahead and take a look at the donos, but I feel like I'm just about to thank you. Rise Esports Club have a bunch of pistols in favor of them, but it's looking all the more in favor of Buffdaddy's because plenty of Kriegs, M4, Buffdaddy in the kill feed. Obviously a fantastic start for them. It's probably going to be even better of a case soon as Dragoon plays with death here, dancing with death, I suppose you could say. Duck is the man holding that connector all by his lonesome, but he doesn't exactly have a very good shot at getting more than maybe 1 kill in. He jumps straight into water. The shot isn't quite on mark. Demorin will try to take water control alongside his teammates. Dragoon, who's actually going to be able to find a double of his own. He was my player to watch for this one here, and he seems to be delivering so far. But there's still plenty of action to come. It's the 2 members of Rise Esports Club, Dragoon and Halo, to face off versus the remaining members of Buffdaddy's PayPal team. Again, fantastic name, and even more fantastic situation for them. Bomb gets planted. And right now, it seems that Rise just want to save their guns, probably in their best interest as well. Their money isn't exactly pretty. They're going to be having 1,900 pour into their account after this, but it's not going to be enough for them to put together a decent buy. Buffdaddy, he has plenty of money. That's why he has a PayPal team. Has plenty of money to go around. So we'll be evened up 2-2. And surely Buffdaddy and Co are going to be able to put together a third. By the way, I looked up Buffdaddy's PayPal team to try to find out, you know, if they had any history on HLTV or something like that. No, they don't. Buffdaddy is a gay porn website. So I learned that the fun way. Let me go ahead and just check my donos real quick. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much, man. That's absolutely unreal, Noobage. Thank you so much. I promise I can deliver. Again, you can clip it. I will. But I really do appreciate it. This means the world to me. This is the most... yeah, I really feel like I should kind of give it a hand, but seriously, that means so much to me. And the B site being open for Buffdaddy's PayPal team must mean the world to them as well. It isn't? I saw that it was gay porn. Man, this is a game of Counter-Strike. I don't know why I'm suddenly talking about gay porn. But thank you so much again, Noobage. I seriously do appreciate it so much. Buffdaddy's PayPal team, they're just trying to sniff out some sort of stack onto the B site. They're being so quiet while they do it as well. But they're going to soon learn that the coast is clear. And that Rise Esports Club are nowhere to be found. Yeah, it's not the strongest dollar, but hey, it's still incredible. Thank you so much. It's so important to me. Oh, I like this though. Your good is going to get boosted up into connector here. He won't find the first frag. Maybe if Dragoon peeks his head. Duck, free kill for him. A little bit of spam on through here. Now Dragoon is just going to be playing with death here. Surely he's only going to be able to find one, and maybe not even that. You're good actually falls here, and apparently Dragoon is good because he takes down the man with a name complimenting him. And the remaining 2 members of Rise will just keep their pistols, keep their goods. But the man with a plan, Halo, will have his M4 to call his. I know, right? Minus tech issues. That's honestly incredible. Thank you again, Noobage. It means so much to me. Like, you don't even understand. It's so... It's big. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. in towards B. Rise Esports Club. They're going to have another buy in the table. Project A eats a little bit of damage as he tries to push her into water here. Project A. I was worried that they're going to be going for a double boost up, but Rise Esports Club, it seems like they ditched that plan completely after the pistol round. Dragoon will spot one, avoid having his head blown off for the time being. Project A isn't done yet, because he's going to be going for plan B. Take care of this push. Looks like a couple of flashes in towards B at the moment here, but no contact made from Buffdaddy's just yet. What are they looking for? What kind of neutral ground are they trying to break at the moment? It seems that over at the A site, they're trying to break some common ground. Domoran might punish it, though. Daquan Johnson is spotted over at A in the bathrooms. And Buffdaddy seemed to have second thoughts about actually dedicating to that B site. Overall, a couple of rotates will come through. Dragoon was just a little bit off from spotting the head of Project A, the only remaining lurker over at the B bomb site. All the effort otherwise has rotated over towards A, which might be the final destination of Buffdaddy's PayPal team. A single Molotov goes out to try to ward off the CTs from rotating through, but here comes the fall. The Ts are soon about to push in, and it might be an absolute nightmare for them if Domoran can hit his shots. Unfortunately, the first one misses, but he'll have another chance right here. Delivers with one. Now Daquan is out of the picture. Is You're Good next on the chopping block? I'll have to find out next on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. He's dancing around the smoke towards bank at the moment, where all of Rise Esports Club are just kind of clumped up together in one big group. You're Good looks way at just the wrong moment. Halo with the first entry in, but immediately from bank strikes right back to Morin with the AWPs showing up perfectly here. No kits in play. Actually, only one kit in play, but the kills are all perfect. Buffdaddy's PayPal team are seriously just getting their money's worth out of these players and eventually will win the round, but that was a messy retake from Rise Esports Club. They outlast. But it's not exactly the prettiest sight. Buffdaddy's improved in round number 4 now. But that could have been so much cleaner. That's a round you're definitely going to rewatch and try to figure out what really went on, because that was not the prettiest sight to behold whatsoever. Now the money isn't going to look very pretty for Rise Esports Club here. They'll have a single AWP in play. So they've already invested quite a bit into this, but it's forced up pistols otherwise. This is a pretty standard spot that you'll see players see. What was that from Duck? He just got the spam perfectly into Buffdaddy. That's unbelievable. Like, he wasn't boosted up. He wasn't doing anything. He just had a perfect read on the situation. And now he's going to allow his teammate to have a stab at it. Unfortunately, no such chance. Project A will punish it. Krieg in play, and just a flurry of kills going their way. It's a kill feed tainted yellow. Painted, you could even say. I wouldn't say tainted. For the T side, it's not exactly a bad sight for them here, and there's a little bit of a streak of blue in there, but otherwise PayPal, I just call them PayPal, Buffdaddy's PayPal team are able to run away with that one. A little bit of faltering, and surely the man, the titular name, isn't exactly happy about falling at the hands of Duck like that, but that was a nasty shot. I wish I could have seen that from his POV if he had any sort of information, because I don't even feel like he had a jump spot. Crazy plays by them. Domoran looks for an aggressive connector peek. It seems like a lot of this action is happening out over towards mid at the moment, though. Rise and You're Good are able to find what is Halo doing? Did he just kill his own teammate, Crotomo, excuse me? In Project A, he's going to easily capitalize on a situation like that. Takes down Halo. -1 kills for Halo so far in this round here. It's not looking very good for Rise Esports either. The push begins over towards A, and Buffdaddy's already have this site all to their own here. It's an impossible retake scenario, and Rise start to realize it. Dragoon is already well on his way to saving this gun for the next round, and Duck will go ahead and try to join. Now will be another clean round for Buffdaddy's PayPal team. Again, they're already winning the best team name award, but they also seem to be showing up in the server in a pretty good fashion as well. Duck is only able to find one on his exit before he eventually falls, and Dragoon might just kind of avoid the inevitable death that's coming towards him. The T's are lurking dangerously close, but I'm sure Dragoon will be able to hit the shots he needs. He was my player to watch, and he's delivering with one on the exit. If he can just stay alive, that would mean the absolute world. And he can actually get a little bit of damage done on the side of it as well. Doesn't matter too much. Nubage, I believe there's a DreamHack Montreal happening this year. I think it's relatively soon as well. Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing? Sorry about your match tonight, man. Good luck next time. You had some really good plays, though. I'm proud of you. Over towards connector. I want to keep an eye on this real quick. Oh, I want to also point out real quick. Look at this. They're actually triple boosting up towards water at the moment. Buffdaddy, oh, he just might have another terrible fate at the hands of Duck, isn't he? He's just going to be able to get one, and actually second one as well. Duck is nuts with a deagle. He's just so damn good with it. Unfortunately, the luck ends right about there, and Project A is able to spray up two. The pistols aren't able to find much work otherwise, but that was still glorious looking, if nothing else. And I think at the end of the day, Dragoon won't be able to find much with this AWP or not. Project A, what was he looking at? It seems like he was just having second thoughts about where this member might be. He was looking over towards Graffiti. And now it's Yurgood versus Dragoon. I have no clue what Yurgood's real name actually is, but I'm just going to call him Yurgood for the time being. Dragoon, though, he might be able to live up to the title. And as he hears that bomb get planted, might know something is going perfectly wrong here. Peeks out immediately. Dragoon, that's why you're my player to watch. Nasty shot. It's a clean one, too. He doesn't falter in the moment as well. If you've ever been in that sort of situation, you know how much pressure is on your shoulders in a place like that. It's Dragoon to pull up massive with a 1 versus 2 and improve the record for his team to a 3-6 scoreline at the moment. It's still not exactly promising of a start for Rise Esports, but there's still plenty of life yet. Another good round will come through for both teams, and this is where their next challenge arises from. And Nubage, yeah, definitely give it a shot. I think Montreal's actually coming up relatively soon, so give it a little bit of a look. Dragoon going to be boosted up this time. No more action for Duck on the boost side. Project A pushing right through into water. Wants to do his best to pre-impression, but Dragoon is playing around the wood, and Project A has no clue of it before he has his head, or I guess you could say body, blown straight out of the water and into the water, into the flame. Halo waits over towards barrels as smoke dissipates. Domoran and Crotomo. Different guns of peace. Both watching some scary angles. Smoke out towards the Divider. Yurgood looks to capitalize upon it. The spray isn't very good. In fact, it actually favors Duck. This man doesn't have to see his opponents half the time to get kills, apparently. The trades are favoring Rise Esports Club at the moment, and it only seems to be becoming sweeter of a situation for them here. Not much time remains for Buffdaddy's PayPal team to pull off the push that they want here, and it's Duck. He's just reigning supreme over them at the moment here. He's unbelievable. Just pincer in on every single member, pushing through bathrooms, pushing through, T-Con or something like that. He seems to have a really good stronghold wherever he goes here. So Duck, he is just roaming around and doing whatever he pleases, it seems. Going to be going for a little bit of a Molotov over towards T-Con, or actually towards Playground, it seems. You see this pretty often. It looks like the Molotov didn't exactly work this time around, and Buffdaddy's PayPal team, although they will force up 2 rifles here, it's mainly going to be pistols across the board, as they're just going for some aggressive long control this time around. Unfortunately, Domoran isn't ready to greet them just yet. He'll have a harsh awakening as he spots one, doesn't miss the shot. He's so damn good on that sniper, it feels like. However, coming up next, Duck is not ready for it. As they push up over towards short, they're actually able to get a nice flurry of shots through, and this is already becoming relatively lethal for Buffdaddy's PayPal team. They can't do better for the time being, Rise Esports Club. They aren't able to try to make this situation a little more palatable, so they're going to have to wait for this retake to come. The bomb is slowly making its way over. Dragoon doesn't miss his shot either. These snipers are disgusting. Now Dragoon doesn't have a shot for the second. Well played by Project A, and he misses a shot. Unfortunately, you can't one-up Rise Esports when it comes to the snipers, apparently. But that seems to be all that's going their way. It's going to be Yurgood this time on the receiving end of having to be on a 1 versus 2, and he finds the first, no problem. He still also has a bomb in his hand here, so he can make this something lethal. Oh, he fakes the drop. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Yes, he is good. He lives up to his name, and my lord, that was so brilliantly played. I love that from You're Good. The brain on this man is wrinkled as ever. He fakes the bomb drop into B. I almost never see that work, but it worked to perfection. I am just... Oh, that was disgusting. Crotomo, excuse me, is none the wiser, and You're Good gets a nice, good clutch. A wholesome one, however you want to try to describe it. Rise Esports Club, they're surely not ready for it. And what will he choose to do this time around, the 1 versus 2 clutch master? Push through the smoke, do his best Stewie 2K impression, as his teammate is able to find the first blood. I'm not sure what he's looking for here, You're Good. Maybe for a boost out over towards water, something of the sort. But either way, Connector belongs entirely to him. Almost everything is going in favor of Buffdaddy's PayPal team. Alongside the duels, there's just nothing going the way at all. Domorin has a player sneak right by him. He gets 1 for his troubles, but it's still 4 more to go before he wants to have a chance at even making it close to winning this round. And I think at this rate, it's his best interest just to save the sniper for a rainy day. Forecast isn't exactly looking promising for the CT side at the moment. It's only going to get a little more intimidating because it feels like Domorin is on borrowed time here. Buffdaddy is watching for a push-down connector. It's all quiet for the time being. Domorin is able to get 1 for free here, but now they know exactly where he is. Surely he's going to be on borrowed time because of it. Reflash comes through. Buffdaddy is just playing with his food as Rise comes up from behind, and Domorin is wise of it. Unfortunately, the first shot, it feels like he misses all game, ends up being one that was required to keep him alive. So the op will fall, and Rise Esports, they look to rise again, but this might not be the round to do it. They're stuck with pistols all the way across. Nothing will ever beat the simple op throw on Dust 2 window. You know what? I don't. Was Nitro even fooled by that? I'm not even sure. It's just like, it didn't look like Nitro looked away like he was fooled by the AWP. Domorin, how do you get that done? That never works for me. I just push it. He just pushes out through smoke and catches out Daquan like that. Unbelievable. Why does that never work for me in my matchmaking games? Much less an ESEA advanced team. Whatever. Sorry, that's just a little bit personal. But my lord. Good free kill from Domorin. So it's a 4-on-4. Already a good start from Rise. Surely they're not going to be able to get much more than that, though. Project A will make sure that doesn't happen. His spray is perfect, and it's good for 2. Not for the 3rd, though. Halo will punish that. And at this point, Rise Esports Club, they already know this round is pretty far gone. The most economic damage they can call, or excuse me, they're just kind of looking for economic damage, it feels like, at this point. Maybe he just wants to save the AK. I mean, the CTs have full loss bonus coming through. It looks like they're just trying to ensure themselves for rounds to come. It's not that Halo really had much of a fighting chance in this one either. A 1-on-3, no armor to his name. Actually, yeah, I didn't even realize he had no armor. That makes a lot more sense now. Surely if he had a kit, maybe he could go for something, but no. Not meant to be. Buffdaddies will put together 9 now on the T side, so they're looking indomitable so far. Halo gets 1, but now he has a little bit of a, a marker on his head. Everyone is out for blood right now, and I think You're Good just might get it. Oh my lord, just in the nick of time. Manages to stay alive. That is something akin to a jump scare. Man, he actually tracked the op going in the air. I guess I haven't really given that play a good look, but man, that's insane if so. 3 Kriegs in play and 2 AKs. Buffdaddies are just rolling at the moment on the T side here. They're just, aggression is so damn good wherever they go, apparently. This time it's over towards water. We're actually, Over toward Monster, the adjacent area. 2 kills will go the way of Rise Esports Club early, and now no longer are they going to be dedicating to water. They're just going to go ahead and try to have all hands on deck here, but it's all kills on deck for Halo. As he picks up 3, wants to make it a 4K. Crotomo stole his ace potential, and Halo, even though he just kind of blinded himself here, has a chance to maybe put up an incredible round. Sherman fell for it. Oh, no, no, no. There we are. Anyway, it's Rise versus 4, but it was really Halo stealing all the glory there. Sometimes this monster tunnels can be... I mean, exactly, Nubich. That's what I'm thinking as well. Sometimes you can just push through monster, but it never seems to work out in your favor. Rise surely will be content just trying to save his Krieg. Any damage that he can do would be monumental to Rise, though, because their money isn't looking very pretty. Keep an eye. Halo, because of that gun he saved, has 4,200, but everybody else, not exactly the prettiest. They know exactly where he is. That nade has given his position away, but he's just going to go ahead and walk into the crosshairs of Duck, practically. But that was seriously all Halo all the way. You couldn't have expected a better round from him personally, but Buffdaddy's at the same time, you have a couple of questions on why they just decide to just run out towards Monster and commit to a 5 versus 3 like that. Last round of the half here, Buffdaddy's has already put up a pretty indomitable scoreline so far. Anything that they can get at this point would just kind of be salt in the wound for Rise, to be totally honest here. Project A will be going for his signature water control early on. Something that he didn't exactly have a chance to do last time because of the unfortunate water conundrum that they have. The monster conundrum, I suppose, would be a little more accurate of a term for it. Resmoke comes through, and a little bit of damage on the Buffdaddy early on makes things a little bit sweeter for Rise Esports. But things are still kind of at a neutral game at the moment here. Duck is in a little bit of a scary scenario, though. Domoran isn't watching his teammates back over towards the right side of bathrooms here, and as smoke fades, he will actually be able to drop the bomb planter. Duck is doing massive work so far. He's actually staying alive on top of it. Finally, he goes down, but Domoran is able to shine and just glow. In a moment like this, he's able to stay alive for all the time that he possibly needs. But it's a save sword for the T's as well. You're good, and Project A are able to find 2 kills, 3 kills apiece, and suddenly it's a 1 versus 2. Sure, the bomb is down, and Domoran, he just sneaks around the right side and gets your good down. It's Project A now stuck in a 1 versus 1. What a crazy round. He can't hope for something much closer than this. And my lord, by the skin of their teeth, Project A comes out on top. 5 HP left. With any other pistol, with a CZ, that could have been a different round. With a, a P250 with a Deagle, that could have been a different round. It's just all a game of inches. This is why I love this game, man. God, I love Counter-Strike. That was a disgusting round, really. Were they dookie rounds? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. They were very messy at some point. But at the same time, it's so much fun to watch. Buffdaddy double the scoreline that Rise Esports put up on their CT. So it's a tough situation they're going to be staring down the barrel of as they enter the aggressor side this time around. Buffdaddy's PayPal team. They've had a couple of hiccups here and there, don't get me wrong, and some of these rounds have been very close. Look at the round that we just had, round number 15. That was super close. But at the same time, are Rise Esports more comfortable on that T side? Because I know T-side economy is one hell of a drug. It's just pretty absurd. Lots of potential question marks heading into the second half here. Do Rise Esports feel more comfortable on that T side? Is it actually going to fix things? Does it allow for more, does it allow for stronger mid-round calls? Because I feel like the individual performances haven't been too bad. Sure, again, there's also been a couple of hiccups. Think about that TK that Halo got a little bit earlier on. That was undeniably a pretty unfortunate whiff. But everybody has been showing up in the server in their own ways, I feel like. I feel like Crotomo, if anything, has maybe been a little lackluster, but that's a stretch. He's been doing his job perfectly. A lot of the rounds where he would have gotten 3Ks, it's usually been stolen by like Halo or something like that. So everyone I feel like is doing their job well on Rise Esports, but just maybe the coordination isn't there. Maybe they aren't winning the gunfights when they absolutely need to, but they're more comfortable in these sort of solo plays. Buffdaddy's PayPal team, I mean, everyone's had their moment. I still can't get over that lovely clutch, the disgusting clutch that You're Good pulled off. Anime avatar. And one hell of a performance behind it. A little bit of a pause coming through before we head back into this action. Is Rise poor? No skins equals no win, apparently. Maybe you're right. And Buffdaddy is now joining the spectators. I was wondering when this was going to happen, because it's important to mention that they weren't even playing with their full roster. You know how that one scene in Naruto where Rock Lee has like the ankle weights on? They just took the ankle weights off. They brought in Urusai. He was my player to watch. And having him in the server right now, maybe he could dominate. Again, lots of potential question marks here. Buffdaddy, he did his job just fine here. He's the one funding the team, right? No, but lots of potential question marks here for this round. It could decide all. It could decide this match. It could decide which one has a worse record in ESEA Advanced. Both of them are flawless so far, but there'll soon be a stain on one of these two teams. You're Good is crouched up over towards barrels at the moment here. Meanwhile, Project Day and Rise are playing a little more standard positions over towards Graffiti and Heaven, respectively. Rise seem to want to bring this over towards B. They have the Molotovs and the utility to make it happen here. Molotov out over towards barrels most likely here, so You're Good is going to be kind of in a tricky situation right now here. The frags are so damn good for the CTs. They aren't looking anywhere that they need to be. How has You're Good managed to stay alive for this long? I didn't expect him to get more than one without getting traded out, but the CTs are just able to run amok and take down every single T. Why am I always watching the wrong person at the wrong time? A triple for You're Good. And my lord, has he been on fire this game. He's not even the highest fragger on the team, which is a disgusting feeling too. It's Project Day who's really stealing the show at 19 frags. Now Rise Esports Club, they didn't get the bomb down, and all that utility and no one uses it. See, I think they used it for the execute initially, but those Molotovs were a really questionable decision. I didn't see those getting used almost at all. A quick Molotov over towards barrels, that would have probably flushed him out. I don't know. They're the ones playing in advance, not me. I'm just a caster. I can backseat all I want, but if you want the people who are in the driver's seat right now, it's sure as hell going to be Buffdaddy's PayPal team right now, and that's exactly the reason why. First kill goes away with Project Day, and the second one, he eventually falls at the hand of Glocks here, and Dazed must feel dazed and confused right now. Fucking Glocks, dude. Now it's a 2 versus 3. So Rise Esports are making this a little bit competitive. Not the worst of times, but it's far from the best of times either. Daquan Johnson could easily spoil the surprise. I think Duck spotted it, though. If Duck spotted that, he has the eyes of a hawk. I think they're going to boost up on top. This is so smart, so cerebral. No, but Daquan spots it. Oh, it's been a disaster the other way this time. Now they have 7 HP combined, the two members of Rise Esports here. They're bleeding internally, and they're about to fall because Urusai is coming in from behind as well. Oh, it's just a disaster. Finally, Halo is able to get one in return onto Daquan, but I mean, he is on borrowed time. He has to die more than anything here because now Urusai is just going to be able to pick up a double for the round onto two players who are incredibly weak, don't get me wrong, but I mean, he can't be seen as a savior of that round in some ways. If Rise Esports Club made their way up towards A, that could have been a very scary round. 12-5. This is kind of the point of no return now for Rise Esports. If they drop this one, I think Buffdaddy's PayPal team might be able to run away with this one and improve to a 6-0 record. However, if Rise, excuse me, I like voice crack there. If Rise do put together a gun round right here, right now, there's still a really decent shot at a comeback to happen. Because the money isn't very healthy at all for the side of the CTs at the moment. It almost never is. It's the CT side. Their money kind of sucks in this new meta. But Rise Esports need to jump on this opportunity and cannot falter. We know that they have the skill to do it. They've done it so many times before in the seasons. They've also pulled off comebacks. But is this too tall of an order? I don't really know. Buffdaddy and co seem to be firing on all cylinders at the moment. Rise Esports still have a good amount of utility left to play with here. They could still put together and execute. Flash in over towards bathrooms at the moment. No one is waiting at the current position that they checked out for. Rise wants to flash his teammate ESEA in over towards long as soon as the smoke dissipates. This could give them a little bit of information. In fact, so much information, in fact, that they're going to try bringing some rotations over, perhaps. Rise is going to go ahead and join the cause over towards B, and it's a perfect read on the scenario as well. Rise Esports Club are just going to be able to walk right into their crosshairs. Time isn't in their favor, but a kill is. Cortomo is able to find first blood for the round here, waiting right behind the smoke. Oh, they actually pushed through a Dragoon. Has a chance to go absolutely massive here. You're good, looks away at the wrong time. He's not going to be able to get the double. Daquan Johnson is able to get a kill with that MP, or excuse me, that UMP, and it's just this flurry of kills all of a sudden out of nowhere. Maybe they do have a chance yet, Rise Esports. Maybe I counted them out too early. Maybe they'll arise from the flame that's just gone down onto the B bomb site here, but it's going to be a tough ask for them because Project A is still in the picture too. He's going to be able to fight two in this 1-3. Almost pulled off the miracle, almost pulled off the Alamo, but it's not meant to be at the end of the day. Buffdaddy's PayPal team finally get toppled. But it's not without a couple of asterisks as well. Because Rise Esports, their money is hurting a little bit as well. They need to put together something solid. It's forced onto Pistols, Buffdaddies. They need to win this one in a convincing fashion. I repeat, a convincing fashion, Rise Esports. It's so important for their economical situation that they do. If they can just line up a little bit of money, maybe they can make this comeback happen. It's still way too early to tell. Don't get me wrong. But they might have just found what they need. Duck strikes first blood, takes down Project A. Dragoon strikes one onto Daquan as well. So off to a good start. Still well over a minute in play. But Rise are perfectly content playing this slow, playing it passive. Time is not the issue whatsoever here. Dragoon will rotate out of his B anchor position and join the party over towards party. Seized and controlled at the moment here. Rise hears a couple of footsteps as well as a Molotov. He's still going to try holding his ground for the time being. Won't be evicted. Rise Esports Club still play it slow. 45 seconds. Rise might be next up on the chopping block. They need to check this angle. Rise. Execute for A begins here. Rise has the potential to go off here. He finds a first, finds a second one as well. This is what I'm worried about. Luckily, he gets taken out, but this gives Buffdaddy's PayPal team a little bit of a chance. They're not going to be watching their back, surely at this point, and if they do, ESEA's still going to take you down. How have they made this possible? This isn't convincing whatsoever, Buffdaddy's PayPal team. You're good at able to find another one. Oh, this is a disaster from Rise Esports. It's Dragoon versus one, but it's not going to work out. Buffdaddy's, how? How do they get that round together? No, it's a disaster for Rise Esports Club. How do they drop that? It's crazy shot after crazy shot, and the pistols work magic for Buffdaddy's PayPal team. Please, you gotta pay them more, dude. Oh my lord. How did that work? They're so damn good. They don't miss. They don't miss, man. I can't do this in my matchmaking games, man. These guys are doing it in ESEA Advanced. Unbelievable. Rise Esports Club. Bring everything. AKs. AK, I should say. Pistols. I mean, this is just such a terrible situation now from Rise Esports. They're going to try upping the pace, upping the ante just a little bit. But over towards barrels, that's actually going to be... Not barrels, I should say pillar. I'm stuttering over my words almost as much as Rise Esports Club seem to be stuttering over this push onto the B bomb site. Domorin gets away with one, but that's it. 14-6 now, Buffdaddies. They're on the fast track to victory at this rate. I play a little bit of matchmaking, New Bitch. Not often. I don't actually even have a chance to play much anymore. I'm so damn busy nowadays. Between work, school, and casting, I don't know. I don't exactly have much free time to myself. I still can't get over that. What was that pistol round? There's been so many insane plays. I feel like I just need to keep the camera on You're Good at the moment. He has been showing up massively. That triple kill in the last round too. Unbelievable sights to see. This is what I mean by everyone stepping up. Daquan has had the quietest game so far. He's 9-17, but he's still been doing his job just fine. Now Rise. They're kind of scratching at the dirt at the moment, hoping to find a hidden golden nugget. But no such luck. Flash nade in towards mid. Dormoran is tagged a decent amount here. They're watching for it over at mid, though. Ursai is just going to be able to find 3-4. It's actually Project A to steal away the 4K and the ace potential here, but Ursai is going to try to chase that 4K that he always wanted. And it's going to be a quick, clean one as Buffdaddy's improved to 15. Match and point. And what can Rise even do but hope on a miracle? Hope on something absolutely magical here, because this looks like a theft from Buffdaddy's PayPal team at the moment here. They have to be getting a raise after this one here. Buffdaddy, you gotta be a better sugar daddy for them here. Push out towards mid immediately, and You're Good. Unfortunately, he's gonna be saying in his comms, my bad, because that was an unfortunate push through, and maybe they're starting to get a little bit ahead of themselves right now. Buffdaddy's PayPal team. They have a boost up to try to give themselves a little bit of lifeline back into this game. It's promising with one kill so far as they rotate over to the A bomb site. Project A has so much information. They know it has to be the A bomb site just because of that flank coming through from Project A, excuse me. Their next challenger rises, Rise Esports Club. Are they going to be ready for it? They're not ready for the first, but luckily are able to respond relatively quickly. Project A is still lurking in the back line, though, and this is what I mean. Daquan Johnson, maybe he isn't the top fragger, but he's still showing up massively. Denies one player, puts Halo out of the picture, out of the equation, but have they considered the Project A factor? He's still very much in this picture as well here. Daquan falls, but Project A rises here against Rise here. This is for all the marbles now. Dormoran is going to be going for the long con as he rotates through long and tries to convince Project A that all is good. Peeking out, not tapping the bomb. Now Project A knows exactly what's going on. We'll just wide swing. Dormoran is ready for it, though. Good on a rifle, good on a sniper. He's good with all of it. Rise Esports now make it 7. It's unbelievable. One day I'll cast and just well cast. I can't wait for that day, Noobage. I really can't. That'll be the life. Buffdaddies. They're just going to go ahead and play this one slow. No reason to, again, up the ante whatsoever. They have such a massive round buffer to play with at this point. Their only worry should be really nothing. I can't even think of a worry that they should realistically have, especially when they can deliver perfectly with just the essentials. Just the basics. An MP9 finds one onto Dormoran, the hero of the last round. Dies almost immediately. Rotating up through connector. 3 men to the fight. With the exception of Dragoon, who's soon to be joining the conga. Bit of spam comes through. Dragoon seems to be lagging a little bit. Let's go ahead and keep the eye off of him for the time being. There we are. Okay. He seems to be back. We're good. Buffdaddy's PayPal team, they've gotten away with this once. Surely a second time isn't going to be allowed by Rise Esports here. They spot one player. Are they ready for Project A, though? They're looking away. Thank God Project A misses that second shot. That could have been even more lethal. That could have been even more dangerous. Ursai is now waiting on the site here. He's able to find one, not the second, and I think they might have just outlasted it. But there's still time yet! Daquan's coming up from behind! No! How have they not checked for this? They just aren't watching their behinds enough, and it's now this going to be up to Dragoon left to do it in 1 versus 2. He's looking all the wrong directions, and they know exactly where he is. You're good, Daquan Johnson. Dragoon was able to find one and the second one as well. I didn't think he had a chance. I thought they spotted him for sure, but Dragoon keeps the hope alive just a little bit. What is this game, man? This is absolutely unreal. It was Domorin the last round, Dragoon this round. How many heroes do you have to rely on just to put the rounds together? Just to, pay the bills. Quick play from the T side. Rise Esports make Monster their home. But will they do the same and try to evict anyone waiting in water? Domorin's over towards long at the moment. What is this going on over towards B? Duck trades out with You're Good. Daquan only with a P250. Not too terrible, not too shabby of a start for the CTs. Project A isn't able to find the kill. And Rise Esports are just kind of reigning supreme in this one. Maybe they've had a little bit of a grip in the past couple of rounds, have a little bit better of a read, or perhaps they don't. Rise strikes right back with a CZ75 kill. Daquan Johnson waiting behind on the site right at the moment. Finds a dink, can't quite convert into the kill, nor can Urusai. It's Rise against 3. Rise versus Rise. And if that's not confusing, maybe the fact that he wants to go for this clutch will be a little more confusing. Why not just save all your money? Maybe you can afford it when you're hitting shots, but that doesn't seem to be the case for Rise this time around. Nearly up to double digits now. Rise still show signs of life yet. This is a weird economical situation for the CTs to be in. Because they have such a massive round buffer, again, they should just save here. That is like the smart 5-head team play move. There's no reason to force it. Just get all your best guns on deck and then work with that. Molotov in. Going back to the default as per usual, the notable exception of Rise, who wants to throw a wrench in their plans at the moment. I think Domorin is watching for it. Or perhaps he's not, rather, I should say. Over towards long. Urusai falls immediately. There's Dragoon with his well-timed kill. And again, it feels like Rise Esports Club, they seem to be doing much better and better against these ecos as time goes by. But the real issue remains for when they actually get guns in their hands here. How has Cortoma stayed alive for that long? What? Either way, now that the free rounds are out of the picture, here comes a real challenge. All right, you've dealt with the Glass Joe. You've dealt with the Von Kaiser. Now it's time to fight against Mike Tyson. 2 AWPs. A Scout, interestingly enough, for Project A. And then 2 M4s. This is the buy that you've been fearing from Buffdaddy's PayPal team. And it has to be the lump in the back of Rise Esports Club's throat at the moment, too. It has to have them dazed, worried, knowing how close they are to utter defeat. Crotomo desperately searches for a frag. It's Rise to find the first blood, but he falls immediately. 4750 sniper out. Project A can make some damage done with his Scout. The cheaper version of the AWP can still deliver an expensive round. With a pistol. Perfect timing. Project A is able to find out Dragoon here. And maybe this is the beginning of the fall. Bomb gets planted here. Krotoma, how? Is he? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I was confused for a second. Never mind. I'll talk about what happened after the round there. But Crotomo, that's what I was confused about. I thought he saw him through the smoke. But I guess the smoke bug was only on my screen. Either way, retake begins. 2 versus... well, 3. Soon to be a 1 versus 3. Daquan. Yeah, Crotoma, you can tell how disciplined he is. He seemed like he really wanted to push through that smoke, but has second thoughts about it. They know they're up against, match point here. And they're starting to slowly claw their way back. I mean, maybe, just maybe they can pull this off. Surely, Buffdaddy's PayPal team won't allow it, but just maybe. Player goes down to the bomb. And Rise Esports are now on 11. 4 more rounds to go before we make it to overtime. But this is a good start. Rise Esports have officially avoided the first, road bump to make this comeback happen. Now Buffdaddies will be buying up again. This time it's not so pretty. No AWPs, an MP9, significant downgrade from the snipers, but maybe it will work out for them. They've impressed me with less. Who's to say they can't do it again? Oh, what is this? I like this boost up in towards playground. You notice Halo is watching for a long push from any sort of aggression. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be on tonight's menu from Buffdaddy's PayPal team. So overall, it's just the standard default that you've been seeing from Rise Esports. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I suppose. They're expecting some sort of aggression. They're expecting a save, it feels like, from Buffdaddy's. They have to be awfully suspicious on what's going on right now. Maybe they're going to call for an A push here. Daquan Johnson with the rifle takes down Dragoon, and that's going to go ahead and begin the fall perhaps for Rise Esports. Because now this can completely decide on where they want to rotate to. They delivered so far with the the M4. Duck wants to cause some damage over towards water right now. No one's waiting for him at the moment, so he's kind of short out of luck. A Krieg now in hands of You're Good, up from an MP9. Quite the upgrade in my opinion here. Baits out a little bit of utility from the CTs. No committal just yet. Time is not in the favor of Rise Esports Club, and nor is the kill disadvantage either. Daquan Johnson gets one more before he falls. The Titan has fallen, and You're Good just might too. And indeed, there it is. It goes out with a whimper, not a bang. As finally, Rise Esports face some music, and they face their first loss in the ESEA Advanced season against Buffdaddy's PayPal team. What a game that was. So many crazy plays. Huge heads up to all the players in the server. I feel like they all had their moments and all stepped up individually when it mattered the most. When it comes to my personal player of the game, though, it's a bit of a different question. For Rise Esports, definitely Duck. Definitely Duck. Otherwise, for Buffdaddy's PayPal team, I'd say when you look at just the kills, it's got to be Project A. But I feel like You're Good has also been having a really good performance as well. I'm going to go ahead, looking at the stats, holy hell. Project A had 130 ADR, nearly 131. So he is definitely going to be my player of the match. I'll go ahead and work on that asset and go ahead and get everything done. But for the time being, that is going to be it for me tonight. I am going to go hang out with my lovely girlfriend and also go to the gym. My name is Ito, and if you enjoyed this, please don't be afraid to drop a follow. Don't be afraid to drop me, a follow on my Twitter as well. And, I'm going to go ahead and have a knife. Charlie, don't force and CD me. Also, feel free to drop a Twitch Prime here. If I get up to 15 sub points, I won't have to lock emotes behind the tier 2 and tier 3 barrier. It would be very nice. Anyway, totally cool if not. I just hope you guys have a good night. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Noobage, thank you again for that huge donation. I really, really do appreciate it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and rest my voice for a little while, eat some food, and have a great night. Thank you.